Yep, that's how I'm feeling on this wintry day as I think back to some of the most memorable rides I did in 2024. Building on the momentum of the latest video I did, where I recapped in 2024 7 fantastic rail trails I did in Ontario, I'm taking a little bit of a different approach this time, looking at some of my most memorable rides in 2024. There will be a couple there that will make both lists, but overall this list is going to be more diverse. Last year I covered the province from east to west. I went as far east as Ottawa, and I went as far west as London and did some rides in between. I took on some new rides and some rides I'd done before. So to make this list, the criteria is one, they had to be a full video that I have on my YouTube of the entire ride that I did. And number two, it has to be bring back fond memories. When I think back and I look at these videos like, oh God, I'd love to repeat that ride again. Make sure you consider subscribing to the channel, like the video. I'd love to hear from you as well if any of these rides are something you've done before or you'd like to do, or other ones you might think I should do in 2025. So let's get started. We're going to get started with two of the most pleasant surprises I did in 2025. Rides I hadn't done before, then when I did them, I want to get back and do them again. Enjoy. Without a doubt, my number one pleasant surprise was Amherst Island. Even though I lived across from this beautiful island my whole life, I've never cycled it. So here you see me meeting up with my friend Brian at McKinnon Brothers Brewery. We cycled along the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail for a little while to reach the ferry over to the island. Landing at Stella, which is a beautiful little village with a little general store you can see here. So the next couple of clips really are a good example of what Amherst Island's charm is all about. This is the South Shore Road that goes along the water. You can see some sheep there. You can see quite a bit of the island has these beautiful handmade stone walls, which you see quite a lot in the United Kingdom, which really add a lot of charm to this as we cycle along the Lake Ontario waterfront. Absolutely loved this day. It was a beautiful day. Brian had done it before, I never had, and we landed at Lane's End, this little park. I was having a break there, and then there's a couple of little hilly spots, and then you can see here there's quite a few farms and sheep, and Topsy Farms is quite famous too as a sheep farm as well when we landed back in McKinnon Brothers for a beer and end our ride. This looks like a really pretty start to the trail. So this is the Northeast Trail I'm starting on. Beautiful display of colors and right into the forest. I love it. God, this is beautiful. Another pleasant surprise was the Rouge National Park in Greater Toronto area. One of my subscribers was instrumental in getting me to do this trail, gave me a lot of intel where to start and what route to take, and I absolutely loved it. You can see it was a beautiful fall day, leaves were in full bloom. Trail is pretty well used as well. Lots of people on this trail. Some beautiful boardwalks, and it was fun. It was really twisty and turny, and I had a lot of fun, some ups and downs, and I hope to be back there soon. This has got to be one of the nicest starting points I've had for a ride probably in a long time. You can see the Niagara Escarpment over there as well. So we're going to be, I think, sandwiched between the water and the mountain. During a 3-day road trip I took to throughout Ontario to do 3 new trails, Collingwood was the second day after doing the Rouge Park, and it was a real highlight. I absolutely love this trail. Actually became the #1 trail on the recent video I did of the 7 top trails I did last year in Ontario. Had a lot of fun in Thornbury. You can see me here having a flight of beers pointing to where the trail is right beside it.
Probably on the escarpment there. Pretty.
Collingwood is a 4-season recreational community. You can see why it's so popular. Absolutely beautiful trail, great shape. I did about 75 kilometers on that day. The west end of the trail ends in Meaford, so I enjoyed my little ride through there. You can see there's some scarecrows. They have a festival every fall in this beautiful little town. I made my way back to Collingwood. I spent a couple of nights there, and they have some beautiful boardwalks to walk along too. So the K&P Trail, done a couple of videos on my channel you want to check out. It's one of the most underrated rail trails I've ever done. It's a beautiful gem here in Eastern Ontario, very diverse. Lots of turtles out on their logs sunning in this beautiful September weather. As we get closer to Sharpard Lake, which is definitely a recommended section you should do, it gets more interesting. There's some up and down and some twists and turns. Now in Sharpard Lake is this little railway heritage park we had some fun at. Now we proceed a little bit further north of Sharpard Lake, which I recommend is beautiful, up to Clarendon Station with some beautiful lakes you can see here and some rock cuts, and the trail's in really good shape up until that point. We ended up at the Cardinal Cafe for a little bit of lunches too in Sharpard Lake. So this is my first ride over to the USA in several years. I've done a ride with my Velo Club many years ago to Wolf Island, but I think we're going to take a different route today. So this is the first of two ferries. This is the Wolf Islander, takes you over to Wolf Island. It's a very popular spot for people to go visit and some good restaurants. And then we're going to ride across Wolf Island and hit up another ferry that takes you to Cape Vincent in New York State. One of my most memorable road rides this year was going from my hometown of Kingston across two ferries to the United States to the little village of Cape Vincent. Taking two ferries to get there. Here we are coming into Cape Vincent. It was a beautiful Canada Day. We went with a small group of friends from Pedal Works, spin studio I really enjoy here in Kingston. In Cape Vincent, there's these roads that are absolutely beautiful. We made our way to this really neat lighthouse, a little visitor center, and a place you could get a little bit of shade. Really impressed with Cape Vincent so far. I know there's not much to it. I think it's about 2,500 people, but just these views and how well kept it is. Historic, really pretty. A lot of nice homes. Pleasantly surprised. Cape Vincent has this cute little free museum to the left there. I went and explored a little bit before we hit the ferry back to Wolf Island to have lunch here at the Island Grill. My one and only trip to Perth County was really nice, visiting St. Mary's and Stratford. Both beautiful little towns I really enjoyed.
Driving down a country road, windows roll down, radio playing. Winding past the open fields, the fresh air is so invigorating. Going wherever it may lead.
I do recall when I came here last year how pretty it was downtown. Really had a good vibe. We really enjoyed ourselves. And how they have, I think this is the Thames River. It goes right down to London. So we're going to head from to Trailhead in Picton and make our way to and past two beautiful villages in Prince Edward County I really love visiting. One is Bloomfield, and the other one is going to be Wellington. We're going to show you around and spend some time there. Tannino is a real favorite of mine. Picton, Wellington, Bloomfield, all pretty. Here in Wellington is stepping into a new cafe. They have lots of good food in the county. It's always a beautiful stop here. The lake. After I turned around at Conscon Lake heading back towards Wellington, you can see the trail splits, and I take this beautiful road called Blossom Road. It's always quiet, it's nice to cycle, a lot of fun. And it features some really popular wineries. This is the Grange Winery. Really nice there. Now I'm at Clawson Chase, which signifies the crossroads of these two beautiful roads that are some of my favorites in the county to cycle on. Well, at my happy place on a backcountry gravel road, Prince Edward County. So this is Chase Road, intersects with Clawson. One of my favorites. So I made my way back to Wellington to a really popular Midtown Brewing. You come here a lot. Great beer, great food. Cheers. So another ride I did in Prince Edward County was to Prince Edward Point, which is a very significant bird sort of migration area. We also have this lighthouse called the Point Traverse. Oh man, that felt so good. I've never been in swimming here. I've been here a few times on bike and once for a hike. That was in winter. Really nice place to come in. Lots of flat rocks. Nice cool water. After the swim, I made my way back to some quiet country roads. Alright. Back to Slate Brewery near Picton. I actually ran into Brian, who you saw in the Amherst Island video. So this is where you get the best views in Prince Edward County from. You can see over there East Lake and West Lake, and the Sandbanks Park is not far from here. Big snapping turtle looks like laying their eggs. While in London for a couple of weeks this past summer, I couldn't get enough of the Thames Valley Parkway, an urban trail in London, Ontario. Follows the Thames River all through the city. Usually get around 50k riding, going out and back, but as you can see here, it's a lot of fun. It's beautiful. There's lots of bridges to go up and over and around, and twists and turns, and tons of beautiful trees. And here you get a view of London from downtown along the trail. Usually stopped at the London Bicycle Cafe for a little treat as well. Really enjoyed that. Definitely check it out if you're in London. This is pretty. A good portion of today's route is going to be paved. There'll be a little bit of gravel, I think, in some sections, but wouldn't this be a nice way to commute to work in downtown Ottawa? This past fall had a really nice day to go on the Ottawa River pathway. I started at Family's Place in Gatineau, as you can see along that gravel trail, making our way closer to downtown Ottawa up along this little climb ahead. As you make your way into Ottawa, there's no end of museums and history and things to do. Here I am heading to Parliament Buildings and the Eternal Flame. And there's so many pathways. There's 1,000-kilometer pathways around the National Capital Region, including this pathway that goes all the way, and you can make your way across to Gatineau, actually. So nice to have this seasonal bistro, and very, very accommodating. They were just opening up, and they were able to get me a coffee and a Danish, and get a view of the river. Despite the many detours I had to do to get on this trail, I made my way across the Champlain Bridge to Gatineau for a little while, and made my way back here on the William Commanda Bridge. It was a lot of fun. Well, there you have it for my most memorable rides of 2024. What do you think? I would love to hear from you. Comment and let me know which one of these most intrigues you, and which ones you would have done or would like to consider doing in 2025.